Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm just going to spend the next 30 seconds, if you bear with me, talking in Arabic, just for anybody who is watching in Arabic, just to give them instructions on how to turn on the Arabic subtitles. I think some people are struggling, and anyone watching in the Arabic world. So I'm going to talk in Arabic for the next 30 seconds. So just bear with me, okay? للي عم يحضر معنا بالعربي، أولا بقول لكم شكرا، وثانيا إذا بدكم تحضروا ترجمة موجودة تحت، فيكم تكبسوا على CC بقلب الفيديو CC، وبنفس الوقت حتى في مثل هيك دولاب كبسوا على السيتنجز حتعطيكم انجلش، كليك اون اوتو ترانزليت، وبعدين نقوا العربي. لما تنقوا العربي الترجمه قدامكم ما بتعود بالانجليزي، بتصير بالعربي، وفيكم تتابعوا معنا كل اسبوع باللغه العربيه بنفس الوقت. سامحوني ماني عم بعمل فيديوهات بالعربي، بس ان شاء الله بالمستقبل فينا نعمل هذا الشيء. Okay, guys, so thank you very much for being patient while I, did the little intro in Arabic there. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So what I wanted to do now is today's video is going to be based on a request by one of the supporters of the channel. So I thought I'll give my thoughts and experiences and share it with you guys. Hopefully it can help as usual. The request was very simple. It was, hi Kay, I watched the last two videos that you made, and I wanted to ask, how does manifest like you were talking about in those videos, and especially when you have so much going on in your mind? Well, in that case of that person, in their mind. So what I want to do is get into it. What's going on, everybody? How are you all doing? Thank you very much for tuning in again one more time. I really appreciate the support as usual. Very humbled, always humbled. And as you can see, I've spiced myself up a little bit. You've seen me at my worst. Now I want you to see me at my best. I mean, tell me this is not a nice haircut, right? This is a nice haircut. Always improvements, but it's a nice haircut. I'm happy with this. As usual, guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And if you are a veteran of the channel, you know what you have to do. You have to like, share, and comment. I have a special announcement in regards to today's video, so please stick by. It is going to be at some point towards the middle of the video. It is an important announcement to make, and it's huge for the channel. Right, so the first thing I want to say is that manifestation works in both ways. So it works in positive and it works in negative. That's the first thing you need to understand. I think I mentioned that in last week's video. Remember, your body, just to give you an analogy, your body is all about what you put inside it. So the food that you put inside it, the drink that you put inside it, the smoke that you put inside it is all going to determine 90% of the time how your body reacts moving forward. It's never going to affect you now. It's going to affect you later because it's going to take a toll on your body. Okay. So you are what you eat. The better the food, the stronger your body, the more you can rely on it, the better the drink, and so on and so on and so on. Your mind works in exactly the same way. Your mind absorbs knowledge, it absorbs information, and the information that goes into it is going to determine the perspective you have, the route you're going to take, and the things you're going to attract and how you project them outwards, okay? The end result is going to be very important depending on what you put up here. Okay, by the way, I just want you to know that you guys already know this deep down. It might not be anything that's, what's the word I'm looking for here? Groundbreaking, but hopefully I can help you guys activate this part of you just by having some constructive thinking, okay? So how do you manifest? How do you manifest even on a small scale? As I said previously, this channel is not about waiting until, it blows up to make a difference. We want to be able to start making a difference now, in this moment, okay? So first of all, believe me when I tell you, I'm still working on things, okay? Like it never stops. Like I'm gonna always remind you guys of this. And the first rule of thumb is this. In order for you to start manifesting, you have to start breaking down. I've mentioned that before, and you're probably gonna get sick and tired of me saying to you what you have to work on and breaking things down and so on. But this is what it is. This is how it works. Okay, so the first thing is you want to break things down, because unfortunately, we often feel a lot of guilt and feel quite a huge burden for the things that we have inherited. It doesn't matter where they've come from, we've just inherited them. Whether it be your upbringing, social circles, health, media, strangers, new experience. A little while ago, I had to seek professional help. I had to go and see a therapist, and because I was absolutely broken. I was literally broken. I won't share the results of that meeting today, even though I think it's important to share it, and at some point I will share it for anyone that's gone through a mental health problem at some point in their life. I was at rock bottom. I was completely gone. I was completely devastated. I was completely deflated. And for people that knew me at the time, they know what I went through. My state of mind was beaten up. It was battered. It was abused, low self-worth, low on confidence, nowhere to turn, thoughts racing like there's no tomorrow. That's the one thing that we struggled to do, is control our thoughts. And there was no end in sight on how to control them or what to do with them. On this note, I'm going to leave that there for a second and we'll continue after, guys, because now it's going to be a word from, you are not going to believe this, but this is going to be a word from our sponsor. Yes, we got a sponsor on the channel at an early stage, and I'm going to tell you all about it in the next couple of seconds. Don't go anywhere. We do have some great news, and the channel is going to be sponsored by That's a Wrap. They sell self-affirmation boxes, handmade personalized hampers made to order for all occasions. So they're all personalized. Whatever you want to choose, you can choose and put it in. They are made for guys, ladies, children, pet, whatever you choose. They will put it together for you and they will send it off. They do have a 20% off for all new customers and 15% off for any existing customers. Guys, I use them myself. They are awesome. The link is going to be in the description down below, and I can't wait to get working with them so we can actually start making a difference together. Thank you very much. That's a wrap. So I felt hurt, I felt abandoned, and wherever I turned, it was just a darkness wherever I went. I projected that onto everything. I wasn't trying to be hurtful to anyone. It was always unintentional if I did hurt anyone. And as I said, if I have hurt anyone, I'm sorry. And if I haven't, I'll make it up to you. I was hurting myself more than anybody else that I can possibly hurt. And I felt victimized in my experience, and rightly so. Being a victim doesn't mean you have to be crippled, even if you know that you are a victim, okay? The problem that we do is we victimize ourselves and then we cripple ourselves in the process. My perspective, as you've imagined, was not in the right place whatsoever. The reasons as to why I felt like this are not important because they may differ from person to person. So I was always looking for my solutions and always looking for my answers in others, okay? So that means I was always too afraid to face my own problems or too afraid to face the questions that were arising in my head. Worst place you can be is when you expect others to help save you when they're trying to save themselves. And we can only start saving each other once we've started saving ourselves, if that makes any sense. So you can see how that was a very difficult cycle to be in, where you're trying to get help from people and people are looking after themselves, and you're trying to get help from people and people are looking after themselves. You're not really. I had two options in front of me. I came to a standstill. I came to a crossroad. I had two options in front of me. One of them was, which is basically you take ownership of what's going on and you do something about it. And the other option, I'll leave it to your imagination. We don't really want to get into that right now, but you can imagine where it could have been. Not in a very nice place. But what the hell do I do? Where do I go? How do I change my life? I'm angry. I'm frustrated. There's no opportunities. One thing I will tell you now is definitely stop looking outwards, because once you're focusing on other people, it's going to make you feel like you have a deficiency in some sense. So we're all at a different pace for a reason. Please understand that and accept that and keep working for yourself. Okay, that's all you have to do. Your focus has to be fully on yourself now. That's what I'm trying to say. Whether I liked it or not, I was forced to accept my position in life, where I stand. This is going to sound crazy, but I was also forced to accept that I am nothing. This might sound very shocking, because I was nothing at that point. I had nothing going for me, nothing going on around me. So in that moment, I felt nothing. So in that moment, I was complete nothing. Okay, this is where you feel at your lowest, unfortunately. But I felt, why was I feeling like this? Why was I feeling like, really empty, lost, confused, hurt, all of these negative emotions? It's because my mind was feeling all of this, right? My experiences, I was never taught how to proactively think and overcome emotions and overcome sensitivities and overcome problems. This is all something I had to learn myself, and I had to go feeding for it. I had to go looking for it. The reason why we all experience this is because we're all trying to be something that we're not. We're all trying to follow a path that doesn't bring us satisfaction. This whole nothing business, what I really loved about it in the end was it was the most beautiful place to start. Why? Because I realized starting with nothing is an advantage. Okay, now you can build and create, and it means now you can evolve into whatever you want to be and who you want to be. So starting off with nothing is not a bad thing. Okay, it's just because a lot of people have everything around us, we think that our life is less important. You hear me? So accept the fact that when you're in a shit state, it means nothing, because you are nothing in that state. You're a blank canvas. You're starting from scratch. You're starting right at the beginning. Okay, keep that in mind. And for now, that's a wrap.